All right, so get ready because today we are really diving deep into a topic that's, it's heavy.
Yeah.
We're tackling the Indian state of Bihar,
Right.
often called India's most backward state. And let me tell you, it's about way more than just where it's located on a map.
Yeah.
We got a news report sent in from Aajtak. Think of it like India's CNN.
Gotcha.
And, well, this report, it doesn't hold back.
It really doesn't, no.
So you ready to get into it?
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Okay, so this report that caught everyone's attention, it's a real punch in the gut.
Yeah. And, it's not just like some random article buried somewhere. This was Aajtak.
Right.
On July 29th, 2021, they ran this headline. I mean, it grabs you. Why Bihar is the most backward state of the country, Central Goved answer in Parliament. Like, this wasn't just their opinion. It was a statement right there in the center of Indian politics.
Yeah.
Serious stuff.
So not exactly light reading.
No, not at all.
But what's really got me is this wasn't just some offhand comment, right?
Right.
This came from a report
It did a big one.
by Niti Aayog.
Exactly.
And that's what, like, India's brain trust when it comes to this stuff. I mean,
Yeah, you could say that.
policy development, all that.
Exactly. They're the ones.
And they did not sugarcoat it.
Not even a little.
So break it down for us, what they actually say about Bihar.
Well, they use these, they call them development indicators. It's like a way to measure how well a state is doing, kind of like a report card for how a state is doing overall. So they look at everything: poverty, health, education, infrastructure, the whole 9 yards.
Okay, but like, what's that mean for Bihar specifically?
All right, so picture this. Niti Aayog gives Bihar a score of 52 out of 100.
Ooh.
That's not just bad, that is the lowest out of all the Indian states.
Wow.
And the numbers behind that score, even more alarming.
Okay, like what?
33.74% of Bihar's population is below the poverty line.
That many.
And if you use a broader definition of poverty, that number jumps to 52.5%.
So more than half.
More than half the state struggling just to get by.
It's like there's this whole other world within India that's just stuck.
It's true.
And it's not just about money, though, is it?
No, absolutely not. This poverty, it's like it creates this chain reaction.
Yeah.
The Aajtak report, it showed how bad the healthcare system is there, too. Only a tiny, tiny fraction of families in Bihar, we're talking 12.3%,
Wow.
have health insurance.
So one medical emergency
and it's devastating for a whole family.
it's just heartbreaking. And then there's this stat. 42% of kids under 5 in Bihar are malnourished.
It's awful, isn't it?
It's hard to even imagine. And it feels like this cycle of poverty, it just keeps repeating generation after generation.
It does make you wonder how to break it.
So where does education fit into all this?
That's another tough one. The numbers there are really bleak.
Yeah.
The literacy rate in Bihar, it's way lower than the national average.
So much lower.
Only 64.7% of people aged 15 and above can read and write.
That's a huge gap.
It is. It's like trying to, run a race with your legs tied together.
You're already behind.
Exactly. And it's more than that. It's like we're in this digital world now.
Right.
And Bihar, they're behind there too.
In what way?
So many fewer people have phones, internet access.
Really?
It's a huge disadvantage. Cuts them off from so much.
Information, opportunities, the whole thing.
Exactly. Like they're stuck in the slow lane while everyone else is speeding ahead.
A digital divide on top of everything else.
Right. It all adds up.
So we've got poverty, we've got the healthcare system, education, digital access. It's like,
It's a mess, frankly.
no wonder this became a political thing.
Oh, huge political football.
The Aajtak report, it said this whole NDI Aayog thing really stirred things up.
Oh, yeah. The opposition parties, they saw their chance.
Because
Okay, so Bihar's had this double engine government.
double engine.
It means the same party's in charge in Bihar and nationally.
Oh, so they're all on the same page. You'd think that helped.
You'd think so, right? But then this report comes out saying Bihar's dead last.
It's kind of funny in a sad way.
The opposition, they jumped right on that. Like, if you can't fix it, what's the point of all this power?
Bold move.
Makes you wonder, right? About how committed they really are to helping Bihar catch up.
So in all of this, there's this talk about special status for Bihar. What is that, like a magic wand or something?
It's complicated, but basically it would mean a ton of extra resources, financial help, all coming from the central government.
Like a targeted investment to get them on their feet.
Exactly. Boost their economy, their development, the whole 9 yards.
Sounds like a no-brainer. Why not just do it?
There's always another side to the story, right?
Yeah.
The government's argument is They already give Bihar a bigger chunk of the central taxes.
So they should have the money to fix this themselves.
That's the idea, at least in theory.
Interesting.
They're not convinced special status is this magic solution everyone thinks it is.
So it's a tough call. More money for Bihar could mean less somewhere else. Nobody wants to make that decision.
It's a balancing act, for sure.
And then there's always the question of, will the money even be used right? It's messy.
It really is.
But here's something that got me thinking. If this double-engine government isn't a sure thing, what else is going on here?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Like, are there deeper issues in Bihar that even the best intentions can't fix?
Possibly, yeah.
Or is it more about, I don't know, political will? Actually making tough choices about how money's spent.
It makes you think, because we're not just talking numbers here, we're talking about people's lives.
Millions of them.
Exactly.
And it makes you think about the bigger picture too, right?
How so?
Like, we're zoomed in on Bihar, but this kind of inequality within a country, or any country, it has to have wider consequences, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. It's like a ripple effect.
What happens to the whole team when one player is struggling to even get off the bench?
It's a great way to put it, and you're right. This isn't just a Bihar problem.
Right.
It's an India problem.
When one part of a country is so far behind, it holds everyone back.
Exactly. So let's zoom out a bit, look at the bigger picture.
It's like we were looking at this puzzle up close, all the little pieces.
Right.
Now we got to step back, see the whole thing.
The big picture.
How do Bihar's problems affect the whole country?
And it's not good.
I figured.
Economically, it's like dragging the whole country down.
Yeah. How so?
If a huge chunk of your population, they're stuck in poverty.
Yeah.
They can't buy as much. They can't contribute as much. Everyone loses out.
It's like a team, right? If one player's down, the whole team suffers.
Exactly. You can't run a marathon with one leg asleep.
You're going to fall behind.
Big time.
And it's more than just the economy, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Way more.
What else?
This kind of inequality, it breeds resentment.
Makes sense?
When people see others doing well and they're stuck,
It's got to be frustrating.
people start to lose faith in the system.
Like, why bother?
Yeah. Creates divisions.
And those divisions, they make everything harder, don't they?
Exactly. Like trying to tackle big problems. Climate change.
Right. Those need everyone on board.
Exactly. Public health, even national security.
So fixing this gap, it's not just about Bihar. It helps everyone.
It really does.
Which brings us back to this special status idea.
Right.
It's not just about money. It's about fairness, isn't it?
Absolutely. Social justice.
Making sure everyone has a chance.
Everyone deserves a chance to thrive.
But is special status, is that the answer? The magic solution?
It's tempting to think so, right? Like a quick fix.
Sure.
But it's rarely that simple.
What do you mean?
Special status might help in the short term, but for real change, you need a bigger plan.
Like what?
Long-term investments,
Yeah.
education, healthcare.
The basics, but done right.
Exactly. Building an environment where everyone has a chance to succeed.
So not just throwing money at the problem, but
It's about empowering people.
giving them the tools to build their own success.
Exactly. Investing in the people of Bihar, their potential.
That's a good way to look at it.
And that's what we're trying to do here, right, with these deep dives.
Yeah.
Not just giving information, but prompting questions, making people think,
Exactly.
hopefully inspiring action,
Because sometimes the first step to solving a problem,
is understanding it.
right, asking the right questions.
Exactly.
So we've looked at the what of Bihar's situation,
Right.
but the why and the how,
Those are the bigger questions.
the ones we all need to keep thinking about.
Absolutely.
What can we do to help Bihar reach its potential?
Great question.
What can we each do to build a fairer India?
It's up to all of us.
Those are the questions we hope you, our listeners, will keep asking.
Keep the conversation going.
Even after this deep dive is over.
The journey continues.
This is just the beginning.